I think the more I think about it, I don't think they're going to tag J.C. Jackson. I don't think Bill can stomach tagging a guy at $17.3 million. That isn't worthwhile there. If he does tag him, it shows you how desperate he is at the position. I think that the Patriots make him a contract extension offer that's somewhere around $15 million a year, probably about $35 million guaranteed. I think it's a fair offer. J.C. Jackson should seriously consider it, but J.C. Jackson will get with his agent, say, nope, we think we're near the top of the market. We're going to go see what's out there. Now, can Belichick get J.C. Jackson to give Belichick basically right of first refusal, which is like, all right, go see what you're worth.
Right.
And then come back to us. And he could match it. That's what happened with like Devin McCourty, Vince Wilfork, where Dante Hightower went out on the free agent market. Go out and get an offer, and we'll see whether we want to match it. And if they're desperate enough, they will match it. If J.C. Jackson's interested in that, I don't know if he will be. But I think the other option is they don't tag him. They let him see what the market is. And the hope is that J.C. Jackson, that other teams don't see him as a top 5 cornerback. He's not overwhelmed by the offers, and he decides to stay here. This is the same thing, Nick, mind you, that they did with David Andrews a couple years ago.
And David Andrews Hightower was another guy?
Yeah, Hightower was another guy, but this was the same play, and it worked to their advantage with David Andrews. When David Andrews set free agency, he was done with this place. He was like, screw this. They're not paying me. I'm going someplace else. I can at least land with Miami. At the end of the day, and the Patriots said, fine, go see what you get. We don't think it's going to be that great, so we'll be waiting. And David Andrews didn't like his offers out there, and then ended up coming back here. That's a fine play with an interior offensive lineman, especially a guy who probably has some comfort here and with the coaching and things like that. It's quite another thing for cornerbacks and, other guys of their ilk. These guys, J.C. Jackson has waited 4 years to get to unrestricted free agency. He's probably heard it a lot in the media, heard it a lot from his people. Look at all the interceptions. You lead the league in interceptions, blah, blah, blah. Look at your PFF stats. They're great. You should get top 5 money. And that's what he's going to be set out to do. And if he doesn't get that from the Patriots, I think he takes that from somebody else who maybe has better weather, things like that. So I think that's the option. Now, I came to that because I asked an NFL source from a team who would be in the market for a cornerback. He told me they are not interested in J.C. Jackson. They will be interested in other cornerbacks. He said, I don't think the Patriots will tag him because I don't think they want to pay him like top of the market. They think he's a starter, not a top 5 corner. And he said, better be ready for him to be on your team at that price point if you tag him. So the thing about free agency, Nick, is it only takes one team. It could be, the LA Rams could say, screw it, we don't care what the price tag is, and we're signing the guy. Or, the Chargers or, some deep pocket team that has a lot of cap space that says, screw it. We're just going to sign the guy, and we really like him. And that's all it takes. It only takes one team. The 31 other teams could say, J.C. Jackson's a top 10 quarterback, and we're not going to pay him like top 5. But if one team says, we really like J.C. Jackson, we're so desperate at cornerback, we're going to pay him, then boom, he's gone. He's going to get paid top 5. But I think that it's now coming into form that the NFL at large thinks that J.C. Jackson's going to be overvalued in this market, even though there aren't enough cornerbacks, and it's just how much are you willing to pay? And I don't think the Patriots are going to be willing to go to $17, $18 million a year. So this is going to be a very, very interesting situation.
Yeah, and I don't think it's any mystery what Jackson's looking for. It's similar to Malcolm Butler. Malcolm Butler was up front. Everybody knew he wanted to get paid. And you see J.C. with, on Instagram putting $100 million on his Instagram post. He calls himself Mr. INT. Mr. INT wants to get paid. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he's looking for the PAID. And so I just, I don't think there's any question that if he has a chance to get top money, he's going for top money. And if the Patriots give him anything less than that, if they offer him anything less than that, then I do think he goes and looks around, because he just, and this is his right, and he should feel very good about himself. He'll go out there and check the market. And like you said, one team falls in love with him, thinks he's a shutdown corner, or at least thinks he's a number one guy, and that's a position they need. The money will be spent.